got the wheel bearing on this. Get the screwdriver in here. Get your .7mm hex on your caliper in the back here. And the same at the bottom. Just wind those all the way out. Give it a bit of a wiggle and it's off. It's rested in there. Sorry, it's a bit sunny, it's hard to see, so it's rested on your wishbone. And here I've got a 16mm socket on the caliper holder. I'm gonna get those off. Caliper holder off. Let's stick our bolts in there. Now we're going to move on to getting the disc off. Pry the cap off. And we've got here, which looks to be 46mm. I'm going to check that. Just going to straighten out these notches. Just to make it easier, I've got my ratchet. That out, and I've totally forgot about this one. So here I've got a 6mm hex, and I'm just going to stick it in there. Just try and hold it steady while I'm doing it. Stick it on setting 2. A little bit more power. It's not working, so we're going to get a ratchet. Just get a big old long screwdriver and wedge it against the ground, so it's holding it in the caliper in place from spinning. And we've got it moving. I'll place that over there. As you can see, that's not really gone to plan because that should have came off separately, the disc. So we're going to try and get a hammer in here and hammer it out, and then we're left with this half of the bearing still attached, which is going to be a right pain. So we can get in there, we're going to take this dust sheet off. Got all of these bolts off. And now I just need to get this dust sheet off. There we go. Now we can figure out a way to get this off. Let's be hopeful and just see if that. Hey, look at that! Can't believe that come off so easy. Usually gotta get the grinder on him. Just putting the brake dust cover bolts back on. Just going to wipe this off. And get a bit of grease. Go around. Always lube up your shaft before you put the flange in. And then she should slip in nicely. She's quite a new one, so might take a bit of persuasion. So it's a bit difficult to show you that while holding the camera, but just put a big socket, the same socket we used for the drive nut, put it on here and hammer with this one. Just hammer it all the way back until it sits flush, and then we can get our drive bolt back on. We're going to hammer these notches back into place. And that's done. Got a new dust cap to go back on. Disc is back on, so we're going to get the caliper holder back in place. The caliper holder back on, these two bolts, and let's get this on the floor, put it back in place, your brake pad. Sorry, it seems like a lot of sun, I don't know if you can see that. Now we can get our caliper back in place and push slider bolts, push that back in place, and then we can tighten them back up. Again, tightening them back up with the hex 7. And then onto the top one. Put your caps back on. And we're just left with the retaining clip. Trying to get a view on it without the sun blaring. So if we just put that section in at the top first and press it around at the bottom. And then the whole thing pings off. Right, start again. Just push the bottom in, push the top in. And that's locked in place. So that's it, we're all done apart from just putting the wheel back on. It's the job done. You just make sure it turns nice and smoothly. And that's it, we're done here for today. We'll be putting some more videos on again soon. So, the usual story, like and subscribe. Thank you.